Zapraszam Państwa na kolejną relację prosto z parkietu. Obecnie naszym gościem będzie profesor Herman Simon, współzałożyciel firmy doradczej Simon Kucher & Partners, światowej sławy ekspert w dziedzinie strategii, marketingu i kształtowania cen w biznesie. Gość specjalny tegorocznego 28. Forum Ekonomicznego w Krynicy. Uprzedzam, że rozmowa będzie po angielsku. Ja nazywam się Grzegorz Siemiończyk i serdecznie zapraszam. Hello, Professor Simon.
Dzień dobry.
Dzień dobry. Yesterday you have participated in a discussion about how to foster innovativeness, innovative economy in Poland. One of the participants, actually a couple of participants, floated the idea that Polish companies might not be innovative, or they are not willing to expand to foreign markets because the domestic market is so large. They are satisfied with what they get here in Poland. Do you agree that the size of the market is one of the drivers of innovativeness?
No, it's a small driver. The main driver of innovativeness is the entrepreneur. Somebody who detects a new opportunity and is able to develop a solution. And in the world which I called globalia, the situation is very different from the past, even for small companies. Even as a small company, you can reach via the internet customers all over the world. And the second important component is the modern logistics system. I'll give you one example from China. A small company, 100 employees, they make precious cashmere. They sell it everywhere in the world. They are building a global brand. So it's no longer a matter of size, it's a matter of ambition, and it's a huge opportunity to widen your market. Poland is a large country in Central and Eastern Europe, even in Europe, but the world market is much, much larger, and thus are the opportunities there.
By the way, China is a huge market, and despite that, Chinese companies are expanding rapidly.
Exactly. When I ask in China who wants to become hidden champion, so a company which is internationally leading, half of the audience raise their hands. Not all of them will make it, but this is the ambition which we need to fully exploit the potential of globalia.
Hey, where does this entrepreneurial spirit comes from? Because if you say that this is the expansion of companies, the creation of hidden champions, as you call them, is mainly driven by entrepreneurs, how can you build an entrepreneurial spirit in a country? Is this a matter of culture?
It's partially a matter of culture. It's also a matter of history. For instance, Germany has not been a nation state until exactly 100 years ago. In 1918, Germany consisted of 23 monarchies and 3 republics. So everybody who wanted to grow had to go to another country. And business between Munich and Dresden in Saxonia, that was international business. A different legal system, same language, but different rules, etc. So it's in the DNA of German entrepreneurs to go international. In the case of the Chinese, they think anyway big. They're used to think big, and this includes thinking beyond China. And for Poles, the starting condition is quite good. You have young people who are ambitious. They speak languages. That's rare in other countries.
They travel a lot.
They travel a lot. So the base, the foundation for more decisive internationalization is present in Poland.
Great to hear that. Another topic which was recurring during yesterday's panel on innovation was that there is many participants thought that there is a huge role of the state to play in fostering innovation. You quite disagreed with this. Is a role of state, the role of a government, unimportant in fostering innovation?
I would say the main role of the state with regard to innovation is not to prevent innovation by rules, regulation, bureaucracies, etc. And we see that the projects, that's also true for Germany, where big innovation initiatives are announced and money is invested, typically do not lead to much. It can help in startup financing, etc. But and education, where the state plays an enormous role, that's important, both on the worker level and on the academic level. But the direct intervention of the state into innovative processes does not seem to be very effective.
Okay, let me change the topic of our discussion for a while. In many countries, including Poland, inflation has been stubbornly low despite the economy growing quite fast. This happens despite wages growing fast, despite the cost of material rising, which suggests that the companies are agreeing to lower margins, which then suggests that they somehow have lost the pricing power. Do you think there is something globally which would justify the thesis that the companies have lost the pricing power?
Yeah, it's of course more difficult, and there are different reasons. One, there's simply more competition, international competition, competition from China, and even more important, the internet. The biggest effect of the internet on pricing is the increased price transparency. So you can immediately compare prices for the category you're looking for internationally, etc. And that puts pressure on prices. It favors aggressive prices. It makes life more difficult for premium prices. So I think that is the main force which keeps prices relatively low and inflation relatively low.
Then again, with the internet, it's much easier to communicate the quality of your product, which actually could support the prices to the extent that the prices reflect the quality.
That is true. The internet also means higher value transparency. But this is not, at least not primarily or directly controlled by the company who sells. Why? What is more important is the feedback from customers. If you book a hotel and you go into booking.com and this hotel gets a bad feedback, you are even not booking it if the price is low. So it means you really have to deliver good, very good product quality service to get this feedback. And of course, many companies are not really good in that. Their service is not consistent, is sometimes lousy, and that's reflected in the internet. So the internet brings the truth to the new customer, but this communication is not directly controlled by the supplier.
Okay, I have last question. It might be quite difficult, but the huge trade surplus of Germany, which is a sign of a successful business sector, is one of the reasons that Germany is being criticized in the world currently, especially by Mr. Trump, who thinks that this trade imbalance says something that there's something wrong in the global economic order. Do you agree that the large trade surplus of Germany is a problem?
Of course, a large trade surplus or imbalance is a problem, especially between the US and China, where it's even bigger, and the US and Germany. In my opinion, the solution would be to abandon all tariffs, and that was the idea of the free trade agreement, which did not go through. If we had no tariffs, there would be equal level competition. Mm-hmm. And then if the Germans can sell more in America than the Americans can sell in Germany, that would be a problem of the Americans who have better quality. The other point is we mostly, and Trump looks at the export, that's only goods, physical goods. If you include software and services, it's not very unbalanced, because all the big software companies are from the US, and of course they get licensed royalties from Germany. If you include that, it's not far from balance.
The paradox is that the solution would be completely contrary to what Mr. Trump is proposing with higher tariffs and protectionism.
Yes.
Okay.
It would be pro-free trade, and the most dangerous effect of Trump's activities is that he can destroy international value chains. Today, the global company tries to do a certain job in the location where it is best, and intermediate products go back and forth. It's an optimized chain, and tariffs will destroy this chain and have a very negative effect on overall productivity.
Hopefully, it would not happen. Thank you very much, Professor Simon.
Welcome.
Szanowni Państwo, naszym gościem był profesor Herman Simon, współzałożyciel firmy Simon Kucher & Partners, globalnej firmy doradczej.